It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson, and it is my pleasure to be with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it'll be the Philadelphia 76ers going up against the New York Knicks. Checking out New York. This is a team they played pretty well against last season, going 3-1. They'll look to keep that edge tonight. And with some time here to spare, let's talk leadership in the NBA. Kenny, who would you say are the best leaders on the floor in the league?
Wow. Well, obviously, the great Tim Duncan in the San Antonio Spurs with his leadership with Greg Popovich. They're the top of the list. You know, I also like Kevin Durant. You know, Kevin Durant's leadership is probably unparalleled or underrated, I would say, from his position, because he always has his team in position to win.
For the New York Knicks, they won their last contest against the Indiana Pacers.
And the way they attacked the basket in that game was unreal. I mean, after a while, the defenders seemed to just wave the white flag.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, that's what will happen when a team continues to attack the basket and come away with layups. The defense tends to get demoralized and deflated.
On the court for the Knicks, Thomas in at point guard. Kyle Quinn out there with Jason Smith. Then it's Anthony. And it's Aflalo in at the two guard. And Noel kicks to Covington. Just 5 on the clock. And he uses the glass on the layup.
A defensive breakdown there, no doubt about it. I mean, he's a guy you have to be focused on defensively.
Outside Thomas. Anthony kicks to Thomas. Fires for 3. The Knicks rebound. In the corner, O'Quinn with it. Outside Thomas. There's the pass to Carmelo. Back to Thomas. That one falls coming off Anthony's feet. And that's now 8 points for Freak.
Carmelo Anthony showing you his passing skill there.
Noel in the corner. Here's Covington, covered by Anthony. Embiid with the screen on Anthony. Off the pick. And Anthony sends it back.
It's still early, but they've started to establish themselves on the glass here.
Yeah, scrapping, Clark, for each and every rebound. They are not backing down.
Boy, a nice display of passing out there, guys. I mean, 7 of their last 10 points assisted on.
And a great way to break down the defense. Spread the floor and move the ball. That really puts a lot of pressure on your opponent.
Poked away. And now Aflalo pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
That's a terrific sequence at both ends of the floor. They block the shot and recover it for the fast break finish.
And we reach the end of the first quarter. Knicks out front. And here's Freak on the importance of preparing for games.
In my opinion, of course, just in my opinion, you can never practice enough. You know, even though I've been playing ball my whole life, I'm always finding ways to improve, putting up jumpers, working on defensive schemes. Our coaching staff helps us practice all kinds of game situations so that when
You know, Clark, is there anyone that really doubts the importance of practice?
No, not at all. I mean, to get to any level of consistent performance, you've got to put the time in, and every player knows that. Some guys just take it to a different level. And Freak certainly has shown that he's willing to come early and stay late. And you can see the fruit of that labor in his game.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for New York.
It looks like they're ready to run, fellas. I mean, they haven't hesitated at all to get out on the break so far.
Yeah, also, though, they've done a good job of pounding the offensive glass for second chance points.
Here are the 5 New York has to start here in the second. Thomas, he's in at point guard. Porzingis is out there with Williams. Then there's Robin Lopez. And it's Calderon in at the 2-guard spot. Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Pacers, boy, was he tremendous. He had 20 points and was on the mark from deep, draining several threes. He had a great game in all facets, and his coach called it a complete game of basketball. High praise to be sure, guys.
All right, Doris, thank you. He played at a level that very few players are capable of playing.
And, you know, I'll be interested to see how much he's got left in the tank. I mean, that performance had to take a lot out of him.
Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes supreme confidence can increase your stamina and endurance. So I'll be interested to see how that affects his play.
Pass to Landry. Plenty of space. That's short off the rim.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
Now here is Smith after the miss from Derek Williams. Here's Neal. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Thomas against Okafor. Tries a three. Thomas, no luck. The 76ers trail by 10. Smith, the pass to Okafor. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got 4 assists in the game.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Now here's Thomas. A 20-point game for him in the win against Indiana.
You know, and in watching that game, he did a really nice job of passing the basketball, scoring, and setting up his teammates.
The Knicks leading by 8. Pulls up. Good for his 6th make in a dozen attempts, shooting 50% with that basket.
And you can see the difference with their ability to win with their speed, guys.
Boy, I love the pace and flow that their open court offense has been played with. I mean, it's been humming.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Let's spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
Let's take this chance to see which of last season's teams had the most second chance points in the league. Smith checked in for Lopez. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. To the wing on the left. Screen by Smith. To the middle. And it's blocked. And it's out of bounds. The 76ers able to retain possession here. Now off the inbound, and it's Okafor missing. Out of bounds, Philadelphia takes possession.
Looking here at some numbers for Smith. Some last season stats for him. He put up about 8 points a game last season, 7 assists and 3 rebounds. And guys, he's making winning plays. It's as simple as that. Not a star player per se, but he makes his presence felt.
And fellas, I would say he's been overachieving a little bit lately. Hopefully this is a sign of greater things for the future.
Williams attacking. Thomas gets the bucket.
And the interior D is really starting to be exposed here. How many layups have they gotten today?
Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Here's Neal. He's guarded by Calderon. Shot clock at 5. The Knicks pull it in.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look. Oh, they are putting the hammer down. A huge lead right now.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if we're talking about their offense or their defense. I mean, it's all been good.
Smith kicks to Landry. Here's Okafor. Again, Okafor missing.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
Outside Thomas.
Move the ball. It's
He feeds it to Calderon. It's stolen by Smith. There's the dish to Neal. Another miss by Philadelphia. Here's New York. They're on an 11-2 run. Okafor with the steal.
That's a walk.
Good. Okafor's got 4 this quarter.
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one.
Well, let's take a look at where Philadelphia ended up rank-wise in the league last year. Points in transition. This was a team that understood how to get out in transition and convert playing fast break basketball.
And just go revisit those numbers in terms of second chance points. That was elite, and they weren't shy about sticking their nose in there and going after the ball.
Here's Thomas. Jahlil Okafor making his last shot. That is good. And that's 21 points for Freak.
And really smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Showed nice basketball IQ. I agree, Greg. I mean, if he finds his spot on the perimeter and doesn't force it, I think his outside shot will be hard to block no matter who's defending.
Covington with the bucket.
The D just sagged off just enough, and no hesitation on his part.
Now Thomas, 21 points in the game.
2 minutes left in the second quarter.
Anthony kicks to Thomas. Clock at 6. Deep 2 from Anthony, and the Knicks good for 2.
And that's sort of been the story here today, hasn't it?
A minute 42 left here in the second. A chance here to get a quick injury report.
Unfortunately, guys, he said it doesn't look good. A discouraging development for this team so early in the season. We'll see what kind of impact it has on them in the long term, guys.
Thank you, Doris, for the update. We appreciate it, and we really hope for the best as always.
And he's a tough guy. My guess is he'll be back before we know it, and better than ever.
Greg, I sure hope you're right. I mean, there are just so many uncertainties when it comes to dealing with injuries, though. Let's hope for the best.
Smith checked in for Smith. Near the three-point line, it's Thomas. And Embiid pulls it down. Looking at Philadelphia, they want to turn it around after the loss to Toronto.
Guys, it was like there was a lid on the basket in that game. No matter how many plays you make at the defensive end, hard to overcome such a lack of production offensively.
Well, you know, the high-quality shots were few and far between for them, guys, and they have nobody to blame but themselves for that. You've got to do a better job of working harder to put up points.
Passes to Chan. Embiid the screen. He's guarded by Thomas. There's a screen by Noel. Shot off the pick. Good on the jump shot.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Now here's Thomas. Back to Anthony. Dishes it to Thomas. Just 5 to shoot. Rebound by the 76ers. Embiid's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Chan covered by Anthony. Here's Chan. No good with the triple. Thomas. Got it! Got it! What a shot!
Unbelievable. When a shot like that falls, even the hostile